Hey Austin, how are you?
Wow, craziest things happened. I have another song for you to write for me. Four songs.
Okay, let me write down the titles right now. What's the title for the first one?
First one is the okay, this is what's funny. The guy named Cody, he acts like a coyote. He lives on Payne Road, Payne, and he was the biggest pain and the breakthrough of my soul. So there's that one. That's a big one. That's too
Okay,
big. Then there's Lloyd, who was on the other side of Payne Road. And metaphorically, it was historically because he was all about the war and he was a veteran and we were one in one of the same, a perfect mirror. And he's the landlord that tried to arm wrestle me to get me to stay because he wanted to have control or whatever, and then he shafted me with trying to withhold in my drums. He had tried to hold these drums over my head, and he's over holding money. Then this other guy, so those were both on Payne Road, and then the last guy is a window pane, and a window pane broke, and he blamed me, but there was 10 other people that had window panes breaking, and the temperature went from plus 20 to plus 1, and it rained and thundered and lightning, and he blamed me, and I wasn't home or around or on the island. And he blamed me, and he's trying to get me to pay, and now it's a window pane, and there's three connections for Payne. One side of Payne Road, other side of Payne Road, and then the end of Payne, I was off of Payne Road, and I was on Boot Cove, and it was the last way I got booted off the island, and I'm back on the island, but I was on Boot Cove Road, which is connected to Payne Road, and they're in a perfect triangle, and everything comes in threes. And this window pane, I swallowed all three of these pains like a badass champion that I am, with pure character and heart on my sleeve, knowing I'm in the higher power with all documentation and proof on all three of these people.
okay. So,
And
so the first song,
and
Cody.
then the other guy, but wait, there's something else. There was
Okay,
one other song. I'm trying to recollect. There's something that happened right after I left. Oh, I'm looking at a butter. Listen, there's been lots of dragonflies been coming into my life right now. Lots of dragonflies. I went from butterflies to now dragonflies, and fireflies are the next big things coming through. But anyway, I just got that big sign from the universe. But anyway, something happened right after the U-Haul. We had to go. Oh, I got it. Barry. Yeah, that's what it was. This Chinese guy tried to screw me over that I just bought the box truck off of, right?
yeah.
He just tried to screw me over. Motherfucker. Last night. It was hilarious. I was like, I told you, I was like, I gotta tell Palu about this one. I've got another song for him. Fucking hilarious. This guy's trying to fuck me now. Here's what happened. I bought the box truck off him,
Mm-hmm.
and I wasn't gonna get it insured because I didn't have enough time. I kept thinking I was gonna leave, but the universe kept making me stay, and it kept
Mm-hmm.
working out in my favor. I was helping you, I was helping this, I was helping this guy, helping that guy, helping this guy, and I wasn't even helping myself. I was supposed to be helping myself,
Yeah.
but I didn't. And then Sheila came in and kind of helped by accident. She wasn't even supposed to come in, and then I ended up getting insurance rapidly on record time, and I went to go pick up the van. And when I went to go pick up the cube van, the box truck, um, um, I had to swap my van. I had to swap my van for the box truck, and I told the gentleman, I said, he's a Chinaman and his name's Barry. And the guy that I bought the van off of is a very nice man. His name is like Anthony and Gregory, and he seems very religious and like a very good man. He's an old man. He's like 80, 90, and he's in Mexico. So it's at a farm. So I'm dealing with this Chinaman, and he's been really mean and an idiot to me, to be honest, calling it out as. And I've been nice and funny with him and clear with him, and he's calling me that I'm not a straight shooter, but he's not a straight shooter because I left my van and I said, I have a family emergency. The cube truck was supposed to sit here anyway. I need to take the cube truck to clean out my storage locker to go back to my island, Saturna. So my van, instead of the cube truck sitting here for 2 weeks, my van needs to sit here now instead. I've talked to Gregory, the guy bought it off the van. He says it's all good, blah, 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 blah. And is it all good with you? And he's like, yep, yep, all good, all good, all good. Well, the second I get off the fucking ferry, like 4 hours later, the second I'm off the ferry and parked, I had to park the cube truck at the campground. It was touching the terminal. Have you been to Saturna ever?
Maybe only on and off on the ferry.
never been to Saturna and you found Salt Spring. What's wrong with you?
Well, I do what I can, but anyway, go on.
I'll take you for a tour. Anyway, we're at the campground. My friend's a world-renowned artist. He's one of the best sculptors ever known to man, ever. And I'm just going to be hanging out with him. And he has the welcome sign at Saturna. He made that. Anyway, we're parked at the welcome sign at Saturna. We're literally like, that's the best way to describe it. That's how I could describe it. Thank you for the space. We're 50 feet from the welcome sign to Saturna, which is 100 feet from the ferry terminal. And we're just getting a plan together. And I get a phone call, or Sheila gets a phone call, doesn't even call me, a text message, not even a phone call, gets a text message, and it goes not to me, he has my number, goes text Sheila, hey, Austin needs to pay money to park his van here, this is the price, da-da-da-da-da, thank you so much, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, what the fuck, this guy's trying to scam me now and make money off me all of a sudden, and he didn't bring up money or say a single thing, and I cleared, I said, are we good? I've got to go. Is there anything? No, all good. Okay, cool, good. And then as soon as, like, the same night, as soon as I'm, like, landing for 1 second, he's like, you owe me money. I was like, I called him and put him in his place, and I said, I'm happy to pay you every penny, but he tried to call me out before I even said I'm happy to pay him all his money. I was like, dude, I'm happy to pay all the money, but, like, literally, like, I was there, and he's like, you know what? You're not a straight shooter at all, because blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, coming from the guy who I was just talking to for an hour and a half and parked in his driveway for 2 hours and I just left for 4 hours and you're calling me and I owe you money all of a sudden? Like, fuck you, let me give you all your money.
Figured I'd come to you.
Okay.
Because I am a farmer,
Okay.
you're a farmer.
One, two, three, 4, 5 cards. And the numbers are all there. So take those, sign these 3.
Just a second, Austin.
And these 2. And I'm sorry for making you wait.
I'm sorry. Thank you. Okay, I'm here. Okay, so
That's a funny story. That was the funny story. It's hilarious. That was it.
yeah, so the Chinese guy wants you to pay for parking even though it wasn't mentioned in the beginning.
Well, it was the cube truck was going to sit there
Right.
anyway all along, and then I had to get insurance. I didn't even think I was going to get insurance. I was actually going to drive it off illegally, and I told you that, and then I ended up getting insurance and all proper. And then, yeah, and then he was just being difficult the whole time. He was being really rude, and he didn't have like screws for the license plate, and then he didn't turn the lights off and killed the battery and was complaining that the battery was dead and told me it was my fault and go do it tomorrow. And I'm like, dude, I don't get the thing. Like, what are you, like, if you're an instructor that's running 2 feet in front of me, can we boost this right here? Like, you left the lights on. It's your go, I'm the middleman. But I'm like, dude,